What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 131 of the Monday Night Wars Save. I am Chad Talks, and joining me is once again the great J-Mac Gaming.
Hello, this is not the third take of this. TEW didn't crash 2 times before this recording.
Absolutely not.
Of course I didn't have to update it to version 154. Of course I am not stressed out over it. Of course. Welcome back, Chad. This has been 2 months in the making, brother.
2 months in the making. You know, we've been busy since, we last recorded like 100 episodes in a night. And
I had a kid.
Yeah, he had a kid, man. Like, listen. And can I just say something? You know, we are 2 busy individuals, all right, and we work our asses off to bring quality TEW. And for 2 months we decide to take a break, and you lose 5 subscribers.
Okay. You're on.
You are listen. Those 5 people ain't true fans.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. I hope you never come back.
Shoot from the hip, Chad.
Chad
talks. Chad shoots is his new
we
fucking.
We only got room for the loyals here, so thanks for sticking around.
Before we get into it, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that.
Unless you're those
button.
5 people.
We're 5 away from 300. That's what.
Yeah, we were there.
We were not there. Okay, I don't know where you're getting this from.
If we get 370 subscribers, we'll have a hashtag 370 live stream celebration.
Let's just run the show.
As of decided by right now.
All right, look, it's working this time.
Oh, great.
Oh,
all right.
And then Big Daddy V gets a concussion.
Damn it. Of course he does. And the other 2, not only was this the worst of the 3, but now it's a concussion. All right, well, Big Daddy V gets concussed by the Ultimate Warrior in the pre-show match.
But Warrior won, so that's all that matters.
Oh, yes. And I ain't putting him over. I'm going to give him a concussion.
Paul Orndorff, not okay with it.
Don't you look happy at that, Paul Orndorff. All right, and another pre-show.
And Fit the Undertaker hits him with the Tombstone Piledriver.
Yes.
Gets a big win over Hardcore Balls.
Hardcore Balls!
Balls! All right, Chad. Let's go.
All right, so the show opens up by showing what happened at Starrcade on Sunday. Of course, at first it shows the Money in the Bank on a pole match where Chris Jericho won by pushing Randy Savage off of the ladder to retrieve the briefcase. And then we flash forward to Bret Hart versus Benoit, where after the match was over, Chris Jericho ran in and cashed in the briefcase to become the first ever Universal Champion. So the show starts, Chris Jericho walks out with his newly won championship, and he grabs a microphone and he says, "I've had a hell of a year in WCW. First, I became the WCW Tag Team Champions with Dean Malenko, and we were the most popular tag team on the roster. And then when I realized that I was above being a tag team guy, I decided to go in for myself, and I won the briefcase. And now I'm the best in the world at what I do. I am the first ever Universal Champion, and every single one of you will now worship the ground that Chris Jericho walks on." And it's a whole bunch of boos. And he calls everybody a bunch of sheep. And then he's interrupted by Chris Benoit. Benoit's music hits. He comes down the ring and he says, "Chris Jericho, that match was mine to win. I was supposed to be the first ever Universal Champion, and you took that from me. So you know what? I came out here tonight to prove that I am not only the greatest wrestler to come out of Canada, but the next Universal Champion. So Jericho, I want you at the next pay-per-view. Jericho versus Benoit. Canadian versus Canadian. Chris versus Chris." And Jericho, laughs, says he doesn't deserve it. And he said, up until a few weeks ago, no one even knew who you were. And he says, "Listen, you're at the end of the line." And then Bret Hart's music plays, and he comes to the ring, and he says, "I was screwed by Eric Bischoff, and then I was screwed by Chris Jericho at Starrcade. But not before I was screwed by Vince McMahon, of course." And that pops the crowd, of course, because why wouldn't it? And then he says, you guys are arguing over who's the best, but I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And that's why I'm the one who's getting the next championship match. And then, of course, Jericho and Benoit just laugh at him. And then Randy Savage's music hits, and he comes down the ring and he says, "Ooh, yeah." And then he says, "Okay, after I lost the Money in the Bank match, I was traded to Thunder, and now that the madness is on Thunder, I'm gonna take what is mine, and that is that Universal Championship. Ooh, yeah. So Chris, I want a match." And then Jericho says, "You know what? Fine. You three can fight it over, and the winner will get me at the pay-per-view." And then he slaps Randy Savage in the face and then runs away.
Slaps him and runs away.
Yes.
Jesus.
So, triple threat match tonight for the main event. And then, speaking of champions, the tag team champions, members of the New Nation show up, Ron Killings and Stevie Ray. And about that subpar wrestling and Little Heat, Ron Killings and Stevie Ray defeat Shark Boy and Hurricane in 652, when Ron Killings defeated Hurricane with the Truth or Consequences. Got a 58. Oh, man.
52 for Ron Killings.
And the future of the business.
Future of the business, Ron Killings. This is his new name.
Yes, the future of the business, Ron Killings. It's not that catchy, but so Ron Killings,
rolls
Stevie,
off the tongue.
Yeah, it's just so fluent. So Ron Killings, Stevie Ray, and Ahmed are in the ring. Killings and Stevie Ray hold up their tag titles, and Ahmed holds up his hardcore and U.S. title. And they cut the same generic Nation promo that they always do about how they're the best and how they had a clean sweep at Starrcade and how there's no one that can stop them. And now that Raven's not here and the Flock's disbanded, they are going to run roughshod over WCW. And then Ahmed says, it's only a matter of time before I add the World Championship to my waist as well. And then Diamond Dallas Page's music hits, and he comes to the ring, and he first says, the reason I look as good as I do is because I do DDP yoga. And he does a thumbs up to the camera. And then he says, and he challenges Ahmed for the U.S. Championship, and he's also joined by Dean Malenko and Saturn, who also challenged Ron Killings and Stevie Ray to the tag team titles. And Ahmed basically says, "You three don't deserve it. You're not even worth my time. Get out of my face." And then they brawl.
Saturn did not come out of this looking good, though. So.
Well, that's because Saturn tried to speak, but ended up just going blah, 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 instead.
Is he Hawk?
Yeah, he thought he was. It turns out it was actually just Hawk. So Scott Steiner's music hits, and he's getting ready for Steiner Shoots. But then Vader shows up, and Vader grabs the microphone, and he says, "I know you guys were expecting an episode of Steiner Shoots, but now everyone's favorite lovable fat guy Vader is going to speak instead." And before he can even open his mouth, Scott Steiner just attacks him from behind and just beats the living Jesus out of him.
Oh, that was rude. I thought I was going to get an actual Vader Shoots gimmick.
Nope. You were going to, but Scott Steiner deprived us of it.
Blue-balled me right there, brother.
What a heel. And then, about that decent wrestling with Little Heat, it was a rematch from Starrcade. Sabu defeats Tommy Dreamer in 10:03 with the triple jump moonsault. I wonder how you do a triple jump moonsault, brother.
You jump 3 times and then do a moonsault.
That's really dumb.
It's right in the name.
Yeah, but do you jump? Is it like in the double jumps when you do the video games and you jump in the air and then in the air you do another jump? Because that's not physically possible. Unless you're Sabu. He defies the limits. And then after that match, we are backstage with Thunder's newest accusation, Kevin Nash.
Acquisition, not accusation.
Oh, well, fuck off. I'm going away for another 2 months. Goodbye.
Oh boy.
Kevin Nash is backstage, and he's not happy, and here's why. Because I ask him, how does it feel to be a member of Thunder? And Kevin Nash takes off his sunglasses and says, "Well, let me tell you something. I hate it here." And he says, back when I was in Nitro, I had it made. I was best friends with Eric Bischoff, and I was looking at potential championship gold, and now I'm stuck here on the B Show. And on top of that, I was just informed by Ric Flair that he's putting me in a tag team match tonight. And my partner is someone who I despise. My partner is, and then he gets interrupted. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Your partner is Scott Hall. He says, no, listen, I'm not happy about it either. I hate your stupid face, too. He says, but, wins are important. And here on Thunder, we're not the B Show. We're the A Show. And you're lucky we put you on the show after I beat you at Starrcade and made you lose your job on Nitro. He said, but that's okay. After I carry us to a tag team match tonight, I'm going to move on to bigger and better things. And you're just going to get out of my way. And then Kevin Nash says, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Because, that's totally something Kevin Nash would say.
Right.
And then burns a cigarette into his chest. And then about to had wow, that did really well. And about to had great wrestling and good heat. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash defeat the Faces of Fear when Kevin Nash defeated the Barbarian with a jackknife powerbomb. And apparently Hulk Hogan did some good work at ringside, even though he was not there.
Oh, wow. I got to get Hogan off that. Wow, that match did a lot worse than I thought it would.
Really? I thought it did better than I thought it was going to. All right, and then after the match, Kevin Nash says, oh, that was all me. It was a piece of cake. And Scott Hall gets pissed off and just punches him right in the face.
All right, there we go.
Yes, take off my headphones because my ears were starting to hurt. So, we go to the next angle, and Arn Anderson and Alex Wright are in the ring. And Arn Anderson says, ladies and gentlemen, this man is the future of the business. And Alex Wright is like, you're goddamn right I am. And Arn Anderson says, and everyone's been asking me ever since Starrcade how I could have done that to my friend Ric Flair. Well, Rick, listen, all right, we're friends. But I care more about the future of the sport I love than I do about our friendship. All right, and Alex Wright is the future. And when you tried to bury him at Starrcade, it's made me sick. So you know what, Alex Wright? You are my new protege. You will be the next big thing because AA says so. And furthermore, and then Ric Flair's music hits, and Ric Flair, of course, the general manager of Thunder, comes down to the ring and he says, Arn, Alex Wright, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, was not successful at Starrcade. You've done what few men have done to me, and that's beat me on the grandest stage of them all, on the biggest show of the year. But Arn, what you did was even worse because you betrayed my friendship, and you don't betray the Nature Boy. Woo!
Woo!
So since I can't rely on friends to help me, I gotta rely on something that's even thicker. And let me tell you something, the only thing thicker than water is blood. And that's why tonight, Alex Wright, you're gonna go one-on-one with a Flair. But not the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Charlotte Flair.
But my son, David Flair. Brings us to our next match.
Wow, that did a lot better than I thought it would.
And about to head subpar wrestling in Little Heat, Alex Wright defeats David Flair with an STF.
David Flair with a solid 27.
Oh, great job. Welcome to the show, David Flair. All right. And in this match, which is just a filler match, it had subpar wrestling in Little Heat. Shane Douglas defeats Horace Hogan in 631 with a belly-to-belly suplex. Nothing more to say here. Horace Hogan, I'm pretty sure, is 0-4 now?
Ew, Horace? He's probably more than 0-4. He's probably like 0-10.
Well, I just meant since he debuted on Thunder.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
Yeah. But that's okay because Horace Hogan is in the ring sulking, upset that he lost. And then the music of two up and coming wrestlers who are trying to make a name for themselves, music hits, and it's Sick Boy and Lodi, and Lodi grabs a microphone and he says, "Yo yo yo yo, it's the Lowdown with Lodi," and of course the sickest man in the game, my boy Sick Boy. and the crowd at this point is really loving Lodi and Sick Boy. You know, they're getting themselves over, and he says, "Horace, my main man, you need to give up on your losing ways, and you need to party with Lodi and Sick Boy."
Sick Boy.
And Sick Boy says, "Word up, yo." And Lodi says, "So here's the lowdown, H squared. Can I call you H squared?" And Horace is like, I prefer Horace. And he's like, "All right, H squared. All right. Listen, all right. How about tonight you go out with Lodi and Sick Boy, and we'll show you how real winners act." And Horace goes, "How many matches have you guys won?" And he says, "Listen, that's not important. All right, we're winners at other things. You know, I got past the seventh world on Super Mario Brothers today, and now let me tell you something. That shit is hard." And then Sick Boy says, "Yeah, word." And Lodi says, "So listen, I'm a winner, and tonight we're going to show you how to be a winner, and we are going to make Horace Hogan great. Not again, but just great." So yeah, that's what happens there.
Oh, that was a bad angle.
Oh, listen, it's a great angle.
Main event time.
Main event time. And about to have fantastic heat and great wrestling. Randy Savage defeats Benoit and Bret Hart in 1935 when Randy Savage defeats Benoit by pinfall. So Randy Savage is going to take on Chris Jericho at the next pay-per-view, which I believe is Rising Sun, if I... No, it's not. No, we have a while before Rising Sun. It's something.
Sold out?
It might be sold out. Either way, it's going to be a sellout with this fantastic main event. But yeah, cool. And so Randy Savage is celebrating the ring. He's going to grab a microphone and cut a promo, but Chris Jericho beats him up instead.
Oh, how rude.
And then poses with his Universal Championship.
It is WCW sold out.
Oh, nice.
And that's on the show right there. With an 83.
83, wow. That's awesome.
First Thunder of 99, and you get an 83.
All right, guys. That was the first Thunder of the post Starrcade. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, and listen. Let's replace those 5 unloyal fans and get us back to 300. All right, and remember, once we get 370 subs, we will do the 370 streaming celebration.
We should probably talk to him about that first.
Oh, no, we're doing one. We're just going to call it the 370 streaming celebration. Hey, listen, if 370 wants to guest star on it, he's more than welcome to. I'll take anybody, except for those 5 unloyals. They're not welcome. But anyway, my food is here, so we will see you guys later.
Fuck the Elite.